outside, Star Authoress.
Come on.
In front from Brave Contender and Star Authoress down the outside. Inflation and Brave Contender. Inflation, Brave Contender, Star Authoress. Inflation.
Yes!
Just get
baby!
He got up.
Yeah, baby.
Whoa.
Fucking
well.
Quad dogs. Quad dogs. Quad dogs are up.
Battled on well back on the inside. Chasing Chaos, pulling up quickly ahead of Combat Ready.
All I can tell you, sir, is that he's gay.
Gay dick! In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks! So here's what you get!
Laugh out loud.
You're fucking high! You out of your mind?
Live from the studio place.
You're listening to Night Train Radio.
Professional boys with a professional intro.
Who produced that? Wow.
Someone who's been working hard all week.
All that voiceover work, drunk at 4 a.m. It's great.
That's when
laugh out loud.
That's when you do our best work.
That's when you think it sounds good as well. And then you wake up the next morning with regrets and you text your mate going, oh, is this sounding all right? Am I a fucking idiot?
Just a fucking idiot.
How you going, buddy?
I'm well. Oh, I didn't say it. Welcome to the Sunday Cumdown.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
Yes, welcome to the Sunday Cumdown. You with Jay and Lenny?
Another Sunday, another Cumdown, another hour-ish of some lovely rock and roll.
Yeah, man. You got a big weekend lined up with some very decent bands.
Yes. So by the time this goes live, I'll be on day 3 of a nice little birthday weekend. Actually, this is going live on my birthday, so happy birthday to me. 26. And,
26.
But yes, no, I'll have seen quite a lot of bands, so this weekend is very, very good.
Speaking of bands that you've seen, man, here's one that we've both seen many times. It's a band called Mishling.
We'll be right back.
It's you. You're on Night Train Radio with Jay and Lenny. The Sunday Cumdown. Dude, tomorrow night's going to be fucking huge. Are you excited?
Yeah. So tomorrow night, Friday night, is night 1 of Thrashville. The poor bastards at Dashville have had to prolapse for whatever reason. Postpone this. They probably are
Mag's got a prolapse.
They've been prolapsed by now, yeah. They've had to postpone this a couple of times, but it's come together. We've been to Thrashville before. We've seen Mishling at Thrashville before.
Check out the Night Train TV episode.
Oh, yeah.
Link in the bio.
Cheap plug, our favourite. But yeah, no. So Magpie's done the unthinkable. He's had a fair few pullouts, but still 2 days of excellent rock, punk, metal music, including a bunch of locals. Ezekiel Ox is headlining now, thanks to a few cancellations. But yeah, it's pretty hard to go wrong at Dashville.
Bloody oath, man. Our mates Binnies are playing.
The Bin Lids are playing. They got the call up to open the show, so they're pretty pumped. I'm going out with Jaden to go out there. So,
look, I love the Dashville crew, but I think Bennies deserve a bit more than just the opening spot of the day. I'd prefer to see them a little bit later in the evening.
Look, I think they would fit anywhere, but tomorrow night's a hell of a fucking lineup. For me, Friday night is bigger than Saturday. So opening for bands like Front End Loader, Neptune Power Federation, and a band we'll hear in a second is nothing to shy away from, I wouldn't think.
Good old Bush Week. Now, fill us in on Bush Week, mate.
I don't know who Bush Week are, but the Australian Beef Week show.
Beef Week. Bush Week. Beef Week. Fucking
You know who Beef Week are. You saw 4 members of Beef Week play last week. 3 members of Beef Week play last week.
Maybe our listeners haven't heard, so fill them in on who Beef Week is.
Local legend Jeff Mullard has around 1 million bands going. This is one of his bands with your old friend Errol.
Errol Swallow. Shout out to Swallow Tongue, man.
Yeah, well, they got some Michelin roots too, haven't it?
Yeah, well, Swallow Tongue and Michelin used to play a lot of shows together at the my grandparents' old pub, the Queen's Arms. It was great. Yeah. Michelin played their first show there. I don't know. I can't remember. It was a long fucking time ago.
It was.
But Swallow Tongue were always they were the crowd pullers back in the day with Errol and Chad from Zombonimo. The place used to be packed, man. Then they'd bring in Michelin, and then Michelin was just a whole other machine. Simo's now fucking pushing 50 or whatever, and the dude is still an animal. Yeah. He's a fucking machine, that guy.
So Errol normally sings in most bands. He gives up vocals to someone else in this band. But yeah, Beef Week show. They've been doing this for a long time. They play classic Australian rock songs about classic Australian people. They're not fuckwits, but they do want to know what's the go with fuckwits.
Tell me what's the go with fuckwits, because I really do not know. There's just so many out there looking for a goat to blow. There's one who works in real estate, and there's one who practices law. There's just so many out there, I can't stand it anymore. Sure, fuckwit. Tell me what's the go. Sure, fuckwit. Looking for a goat to blow. There's fuckwits on the council, and there's fuckwits on the street. There's fuckwits on the TV, every person that you meet. And they're well at large in Syria, and it's getting out of hand. There's a fuckwit at the bolo, there's a fuckwit in this band. Sure, fuckwit. Tell me what's the go. Sure, fuckwit. Looking for a goat to blow. Sure, fuckwit. Everybody knows. Sure, fuckwit. Looking for a goat to blow. Sure, fuckwit. Everybody knows. Sure, fuckwit. Don't you want your mom to know?
Look, speaking of fuckwits,
Yeah.
Lenny, mate, what are you listening to lately?
Oh, mate, like the real fuckwit that I am, like any bloke in his late 20s like me who's really good at maths. I've been thinking back to 20 years ago when I was in my teens. That math checks out, don't question it. And I've been listening to Korn, man. New Korn came out.
What's it like? I didn't even know. I had no idea.
So, New Limp Bizkit came out a few months ago and people frothed on it that I think was mostly nostalgia-based and kind of novelty-based. New Korn is fucking really good. It's probably the best thing they've done in a few years, and the last few albums have still been quite good. I mean, since the return of Head, they're writing riffs again. They're writing some really good stuff.
Did I read that he's gone back on hiatus? He's gone back to church for a bit or something? Like his...
No, Fieldy's off.
Oh, okay. Why?
Fieldy's off, I believe, because he has some issues. I mean, no one in that band is clean living or has ever been really clean living. But yeah, I believe Fieldy's sorting some shit out, and they want him back when he's good to go.
Look, no disrespect, Dave Silvera, he's still alive, isn't he?
He is still alive.
Okay,
yes.
yeah. Because last I seen him, this was a while ago now. He wasn't looking too great. He was in a new band. They were terrible.
Yeah. He was
he was about 4,000 pounds heavier than he was.
He was
Korn.
playing in a band called Korn that were pretty shit. He had some. Judging by my physique, I don't need the roids. But he had what apparently has been considered roid bloat going on.
He looked sloppy as fuck. I mean, his drum chops were fucking just still out there. Just crazy good.
Still a mental good drummer. But yeah, no. So that I mean, that's where Korn are now. They've got the original five except without him. So
do you ever think he'll come back or that they'll accept him back? I know he wanted to.
I think.
But then he carried on about the money for a bit and all that. But
yeah, look, I think there was a bit too much public slandering from him about the rest of the guys to probably ever be too civil. Like, you can love a mate that you've had for years, but if they're going to be a fuckwit, you haven't got to necessarily let them back into the party.
In all fairness, I mean, the dude was a male model, wasn't he? I mean, what model isn't really a little bit self-indulged, a little bit self-righteous, a little bit of a cockneck?
I mean, we are cocknecks.
We are cocknecks, but we're far from fucking models, bro.
But yeah, no, so listening to Korn, it's been a pretty mental few weeks when you think about it. Korn and System of a Down just played a show, a headline show.
That would have been sick.
I think there was like 39 songs played between the two sets. Wow. Spanning the entire discography of both. System... We've both seen them live and loved them. I watched some footage and Serge is getting a paycheck.
That rasp isn't there anymore. He can't do what he used to do.
Yeah, no, a lot of it's unfortunately.
He changed the way he sings, though. He changed a lot when he started doing the solo stuff.
He's more nasal than ever.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You look at those, obviously everyone talks about the first two, but the whole discography really, even though there's only 5. He had this massive, big, grand voice. And then, it's very nasally ever since he kind of went solo.
It blows my mind that they haven't done anything else. I mean, they released those 2 songs.
I don't think they have to.
They should, because they were such a creative band. They were such a unique sound.
Well, they tried, and Serge couldn't get on board with it, so it became that second Scars album. Yeah.
And half of the song, other half of the songs apparently were part of Elect the Dead and a few other Serge albums.
Yeah. So it's I don't think they need to. They're still going to sell. They're going to do a tour every 3 years and make millions of dollars. So I think they're fine. It's
weird because it seems like there seems to be a thing creatively between Serge and Darren. But you'd think they'd find a bit of fucking difficulty touring together, like for months on end.
Well, if Serge and John can tour with their polar opposite political views, but they're adults, they get along. What a shock.
That nearly tore Slayer apart even. Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, clearly Serge's stuff and clearly Scars on Broadway aren't as good as System. So whatever the magic is clearly comes from having both of them there. I'm not sure how crucial Chavo and John are to the process, but...
Well, Scars on Broadway's gone from being called Scars on Broadway to Darren Malakin's Scars on Broadway.
Yeah.
It's, so he's definitely... I think it's just him now with a bunch of session music.
Yeah, well, John played on the first
album, yeah. Which was a fucking terrific album.
Yeah, it is. It is a very good album. But yeah, no, look, other than that, I've been watching those because the set lists have been cool. It's been weird, man. Really weird. Like, it's 2022 now, and in the last week and a half, we've had Korn release an album, Korn and System of a Down sell out arenas, and fucking Jackass release a movie.
Yeah, man.
You seen it?
Not yet. No, have you?
No, not yet. I mean, I've gone.
It kind of reminded me. I wanted to ask you something. I get excited for certain movies. Like when Scream 5 was coming out, I was fucking wetting my pants. I was very excited. Have you ever been excited for a movie in your life? Like, the same excitement that you share when your favorite band brings out a new album, or you go into a concert, or
I no. Short answer, no.
When you were a kid,
I was excited when I found out that Short Circuit 2 existed.
which is better than part 1.
Because I used to
Las Locos.
I used to tape TV show movies live, right? Obviously, so you could rewatch them. Yeah. And I had a collection of videos that I just kept. And I never taped Short Circuit. And I used to, when I was young, think that everything on TV was live. So I used to crack up to myself.
What happened when you got no dad to tell you otherwise?
No, that's right. So I grew up with my grandparents used to love Days of Our Lives and Young and the Restless, and I used to have myself in stitches thinking how funny it would be if one of them accidentally farted when they were filming.
Thinking it was live.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck, these guys are so lucky that I just let one rip. But yeah, no, Short Circuit was on one night, and I loved it and didn't tape it. And I was crying, thinking I'm never going to see this fucking excellent movie again. Then I realised,
You understood that movies weren't always
live
on TV.
I understood that 3-month time frame in that movie wasn't airing live, and I calmed down a little bit.
They weren't actually running around a robot New York City.
Yeah,
dude. Look, I used to love sitting up and taping movies on the old VHS, and I would make sure I had no ads either. So I'd watch the whole fucking movie, pause it during the ad, unpause when the ad would finish. So that way I'd have an uncut but censored movie. It was great.
And why would you have 4 hours of video when you can have 8 hours on good old long play?
Long play. Man, there was an art to taping TV shows, and even like making an old cassette tape back in the day. So I used to love doing that.
Sitting at the top 30 countdown with the old record, pause, come back on, pause as needed.
Well, because I'm 1,000 years old, it was still tape players in cars when I started driving.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'd spend when I got my license, I spend my afternoons playing GoldenEye 64 on the Nintendo, playing that while I'm taping songs off CDs onto a cassette tape so I could play it in my car, a little compilation tape I would make for myself.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was great doing it. And I noticed when I was making CDs, like compilation CDs, it was fun, but I wasn't listening to the songs while I was doing it, so I lost that experience. And now it's just a matter of fucking clicking and copying and pasting, and that's it.
I mean, you've hit the nail on the head there with the difference. Like, I still loved making mixed CDs, and I still enjoy making playlists for myself or for other people. But yeah, no, cassettes, when you have to listen to it, it really, I guess, you got to enjoy it as you were doing it, as opposed to just burn CD.
Yeah. It's a boring process now.
What's the last movie you got excited for?
Scream 5, like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
It's fucking great. Oh, it was all right. I loved it because it's Scream, but I really wish that the main chick was dead. Not Sydney. Sydney's great. She should have been there more, but
I can say that I did get very excited a few years ago over the preview for Suicide Squad.
Really?
Not because I didn't give a fuck about the movie, and I ended up watching the movie and it was terrible.
It's awful.
But the way they used Bohemian Rhapsody in the trailer, I was just like, fucking hell, I don't really get pumped for movies, but I'm keen. This just looks great.
Yeah, you got a point there, man. They've done a similar thing with the new Batman movie, the Robert Pattinson Batman movie. The first trailer for that was a really, I don't know who it is, I'm sorry, but some really weird gothic slow rendition of Come As You Are by Nirvana.
Oh, yeah.
And it sold it really fucking well.
Yeah,
Because I was a bit
nice.
worried about some skinny little English pale vampire playing Bruce Wayne and Batman. And
bats are notorious for coming out at night time, so it explains the tone.
It is. It's. I know. I understand that, but the thing is, he was a weak little.
Because he's a real bat, right? Batman's a real bat.
He is.
Now, you know I love movies. My understanding is that he got bitten by a bat in high school, and
A radioactive bat.
and he got all their powers, right?
That was it. Now he flies through New York City.
Yeah.
That's it. Anyway, we're talking nonsense. I want to put some music on. What do we got, Leonard?
We have a double header. You may notice that after Michelin, nearly everything on this show is from Thrashville, so we have a double header of Bin Lids and then The Grounds. So this is Bin Lids with Shit to Do.
Can't go
Sunday Cumdown.
Why the hell aren't I notified about these things?
I won't believe it was the first time. I won't believe it wasn't true. I never was an only child. I never promised anything to you. But all my friends, they go out. All my friends, they forgot to tell me. I don't believe everything you said. I don't believe it was a lie. I never saw you act, darling. I never asked the question why. But all my friends, they go out. All my friends, they forgot to tell me. All my friends, they go out. All my friends, they forgot to call me. I got a fear of missing out. I got a fear of the unknown. I lost my head and I lost my money. I never really had a doubt. 'Cause all my friends, they go out. Yeah, all my friends, they forgot to call me. All my friends, they go out. Yeah, all my friends, they forgot to call me.
All My Friends by The Grounds. Great band, great song. What do you think of that, Jay? I don't think you've heard that before.
Not that one, no, man. I've heard the band before. I don't think I've seen them, but I've heard that band before, and they're fucking.
You would have seen them acoustic at my birthday at the Stash 12 months ago this Sunday, I believe.
I don't remember.
You and I and our Broberg went outside and came back in a bit hazy for whatever reason.
Oh yes, that's right. Fuck it. That's right. We smoked some heavy shit.
Oh, and Jaden,
that night.
a few friends
That
of
was
ours.
that was a good time.
All my
Oh,
friends smoked that day. It was a great
I
day.
do remember now. Yes. And Sid wore a top covered in flamingos. That was it. Yes. What a night. What a night.
That was good. So, yeah, so the Grounds there, they're playing Thrashville. Binley's before that, they're playing Thrashville. Mate, why wouldn't you be at Thrashville?
Well, many reasons, but none that are valid.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
None that are valid.
I'll let them all slide. But yeah, no. So what's coming up in the music world, Jay?
Well, good old fucking Slash has released. I don't know if it's out yet, but he's got a new album coming out, or it's out now. It's like, which is, I'm not a big. You're a Miles Kennedy fan.
Can we check the time? How long have we been recording?
Dude, we're half hour through. Why?
Sweet. So I think that beats last week for the quickest Guns N' Roses reference or quickest Axl and Slash reference.
Maybe.
When he gets mentioned every week on every show, I'm gonna have to go back through and find which episode had the quickest Slash.
When the namesake belongs to the band, you gotta mention them.
Yeah, true.
And when they're tattooed on my fucking cock, it's you know.
You just had to go with G and R.
I only got the G's. That was as far as you could get.
Yeah, G and R when you.
It wasn't even a capital G, so I'm very upset.
But yeah, no, Slash's new stuff's coming out with Miles. The singles are good.
I'm actually curious to see if because he's touring at the moment with Miles, and I think Duff came out and played a song with him the other night. Played Night Train, I think last night.
Oh, really?
Or tonight, yeah.
That's cool.
So I'm sort of wondering if Axl will make a guest appearance on stage with Slash now that they're mates again. I mean, he did it with the Foo Fighters, so he might do it with Slash. I wouldn't put it past him.
I think Axl is probably self-aware enough to not go and sing with Miles Kennedy at this stage in his career.
He shouldn't.
He definitely shouldn't.
Unless he can bring back the AC/DC vocals. Then
Man, that was fucking mental.
what the fuck, man?
I remember you told me that he was going to sing for them, and I said, "Oh, that's bullshit." And then it turned out to be true.
I texted you from the States. I was in California when I texted you. They said, "Dude, I've heard this." Love out loud.
Yeah. So Slash and Miles, that album, I don't think it's out yet, but if it's not, it's very soon. I think it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, number 4, I think. What is the go with that?
Self-titled. Oh, sorry, numerical titles.
Yeah, well, number 4. Number 4 seems to be a thing. Like Sabbath did it. Stone Temple Pilots did it.
Oh yeah. I don't know. There's a few bands I know that just have like one, like the Bronx. It just has the Bronx. Every album's called the Bronx, and they're known as the Bronx 1, Bronx 2, Bronx 3, blah blah blah. But yeah, it is 4 that seems to be
I
the
wonder
one
why
that
that
does it.
is. Didn't Zeppelin do a Zeppelin 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably the same reason that track 4 is always Metallica's singles as well. There's not something about the number 4.
Track 4. Hang on, let me have a think of this.
Yeah.
Well, track 4 of...
Do a proper
hang on.
Do a proper think one.
Proper thought one. Yeah, you're right, eh? Track 4.
I am right, eh? That's why I said
You
that.
are right, eh? Oh well, for the commercial albums, the albums before that, you're not that right. Other than Fade to Black.
Go through them. 'Cause I'm having
And one. Well, I suppose 1 is number 4, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was on Puppets? That's Sanitarium.
Not technically a single, I suppose.
No, it's not. So get fucked.
And
Kill 'Em All had...
4, isn't it 4 Horsemen?
No, that's 2. That's number 2. Then it goes into, I think... Oh, fuck, I don't even know, man. I don't care. I hate Metallica. Anyway, I've started smoking this joint that I rolled for you to take home, but I'll roll you another one, I'm sorry.
It's all good. I did notice when you lit it up.
Well, I figure it might increase the conversation.
I'm a driving man tonight, so there'll be none of that. I'm just going to drink.
He says that while with a scotch in his hand. Oh, dude.
So are you going to listen to this Slash and Miles album when it comes out?
I'll say yes, but I probably won't.
Because
Right now I'm stuck on Everclear. I can't get past Sparkle and Fade again. I am in love with that album.
That was blaring out of the house when I rocked up.
I love it, dude. I've been playing it all week.
It's it's this nostalgia. Korn is still making fresh stuff, but I think we're hitting a point where people our age, late 20s, are really starting to realise how fucking good the 90s were, I think.
I had that very same conversation today with a girl at work, man. It was all about how much better the 90s were compared to many other eras of music.
Yeah. I also think every person says that about their 10 years of music.
That's true. However, I mean, the evidence is there for bands in the 90s. Most of them started in the 80s or had a release in the late 80s or whatever, but they were still, the 90s was their era. You know, bands like Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Pantera, even Metallica, they fucking kicked ass, and they shouldn't have. Slayer didn't kick ass in the 90s. Fucking Gunners did for the early part. But Metallica consistently they changed and adapted to
it's
to
funny,
the new era.
For a band so universally hated by a lot of people, they still managed to stay the biggest band in the world.
Metallica.
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
It's funny, man. Like, I remember back when I was in high school, you'd have conversations with people, fucking, I hate Metallica. It's rare to find a person now who doesn't like at least one Metallica song.
Everyone likes one. And you got and it's either the dude who goes, in a Sandman, right? Yeah. Or it's the dudes that go, fuck yeah, Sandman. I only want to listen to Escape over and over. But they know one song at least.
Or it's that chick, nothing else matters. Want to go song? Yes, Queen.
What about that chick whose favourite Guns N' Roses song was Brown Eyed Girl?
Oh my fucking God!
Clearly, I think a lot of it is people romanticising their teen years.
That's true.
Because, 90s, we weren't even in our teens. You were. I was in
97. I was a teenager.
I made it to 99 before being a teenager.
You were a teenager in the 90s. There you go.
But yeah, I mean, I think everyone romanticises that first. The first time you let a boy finger you. I remember the first time I let a boy finger me.
How is your dad? Oh, you wouldn't know.
His fist still stinks, I bet. Yeah, but I mean, your first kiss, your first root, your first live concert, all that kind of stuff always lives with you. So that's why you romanticise that era as being like, man, it was just the best back then.
I think it was Jerry Seinfeld who has a joke about how men dress at the age that they were the most happiest. And that isn't untrue. I mean, when I'm not going out, I'm dressed in a fucking pair of cargo shorts and a band shirt.
Yeah.
That's been me since I was 10 years old, 1994.
Yeah.
And that was when I was happiest. When I think of things that make me happy, it goes back to my teacher in year 4, Mr. Crowfoot, who taught me he was a big Guns N' Roses fan, so him and I would talk Gunners. And, I got my first root when I was in year 4.
Mr. Crowfoot.
But yeah, man, like, there's a point to it. Like, fucking people do, or men dress fucking the way they were when they were most happiest.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been happy since I was 10 years old. I'm pushing 40, bro.
I know, I got to put up with your misery every fucking week. You know what doesn't make me miserable, though? Well, actually, no. You know what fucking does make me miserable?
What?
That we'll never see this next band live.
Who?
Dead Kelly.
Look, we say that now. However,
we offered them some money.
We did.
And if you can say no to these two faces and a big wad of cash, or any big wad, actually, you're doing well.
But the thing is, they ended up playing a couple of shows, or a show, I think. Well, they guessed it. Let me clarify. Let me start again. 2
members came out and played with King Parrot.
Which is the only live thing they've ever done after saying, we're never going to do a live one, a proper live one. But they did. So, I think it's possible that Dead Kelly could do some shows eventually.
Have they got a live drummer? Did we ever solve that mystery?
Look, it doesn't sound like a live drummer. However, the film clips have... The drummer. Yeah.
Well, look, in the meantime, between now and next week, we'll talk to Youngie from King Parrot and see if we can get some insight, because he knows.
He does know. He loves it. Well, he got us onto them. He told us about Dead Kelly back in the old Port Stevens FM days.
Speaking of band merch, have you still got that Dead Kelly
It's 18 degrees. You're on Port Stevens FM. Hey.
Have you still got that Dead Kelly singlet that you bought all those years ago?
Oh, fuck. Oh, that shirt. No, it fell apart, man. That was the worst fucking quality shit I've ever bought. I was so in love with that band. I bought their shirt. I downloaded their album and paid for it. You could get it for free. You could pay for it. Yeah. I thought, you know what? They're a great band. They're an Aussie band. I'll pay for it. Give them fucking $10.
That was when they were using iron-ons for their merch.
Oh, it wasn't even that. They were just spit-ons. Some cunt just licked the sticker and stuck it on my shirt and then posted it to me.
I think I got somebody who was just held on with chewed chewing gum, basically.
They're the fucking worst. Not as bad as you and I both wearing fucking King Parrot, the same King Parrot Vegemite Bonox shirt, man, everywhere we went. It was awful because we look enough alike, then we're dressed exactly the same.
It was the best.
No one actually thought I was the same fucking person and didn't exist. Fucking hell.
Put on some Dead Kelly. Listen to Dead Kelly. Pay money for Dead Kelly so they can get better merch.
Better merch.
Fuck the world with a miracle there. Such a simple man, blood for our fear.
Quad dogs are barking.
Fucking quad dogs are barking. Good old dead gay. What a band, man! Fucking hell.
Excellent band. Excellent.
Wasted that they don't play live gigs. They would be a absolute machine on stage.
That's what I was going to ask. How do you think it would go live?
I think it'd be huge. I think that would be a fucking force to be reckoned with on stage.
I think they're one of those bands that if they did a live show in Australia, obviously, and promoted it well enough as like an exclusive one-off thing, you'd probably have people travel for it, I think, because they're surprisingly big in that metal circuit. I mean, we talked about even having them headline Metal Bloody Metal, and everyone not only knew who they were, but were keen for it.
Everyone was so keen. But they just didn't want to play a show. It's so weird that they're so popular without playing a fucking one show.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a big band that made it huge without playing any show that you told me about? Was it My Chemical Romance or something?
I think Panic at the Disco had
That
a
was it.
a record label before they'd ever played a live show.
That was it. That's what I'm thinking of.
Which is doable now. You know, we romanticise the idea of cassettes and everything old school before, but bands can get a record deal now from a bedroom.
Record deals are so redundant now, though. Like, there is no purpose to them. None.
Yeah.
You've got someone else with their hand in your pocket while you're doing all the work when you can release and distribute everything that you have at the tip of your fingertip. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah. There's a
You
lot
don't need a record deal.
There's a lot of parts of being in a band that I don't really understand. Like the recording process, I have no fucking idea what mastering is. I know what mixing is. I understand what mixing is and producing and all that kind of stuff. Mastering, no fucking idea.
Mastering is essentially making the sound better, clearer, deeper. Yeah.
Jack from Jones the Cat told me that it's something that you don't recognise until it's not done.
Yeah.
And then you'll notice that something is off. And the same comes with nowadays, in a world where hardly anyone's even pressing CDs, I don't understand how important distribution is from a record deal.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, fucking no one's selling CDs. Unless
Even 20 years ago when they were, distribution shouldn't have been a big deal. I mean, everyone had a burner at home.
Yeah.
Everyone could go to Big W and
yeah.
buy 50 blank CDs for $10.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you technically didn't need one. If you were able to do the work and promote your band the way it should be, there hasn't been a need for a record label for 25 years.
I'm trying to think of who I know, not personally, obviously, but who has been independent and made a career out of it. I mean, I don't know how hands-on, I don't know how hands-on he is with the, physical product, but I know John Butler's never been a record label person.
Really?
Yeah.
He's never been signed? I thought he was with Mushroom or someone, wouldn't he? Back in the day?
For distribution.
Oh, for distribution.
Yeah. But
Right.
he's been exclusively an independent artist, whatever that does, So it's doable. John Butler can do it. He's made a career out of it for 20 plus years now.
I mean, now is the most doable time, more than ever. I mean, it's...
You can have a full band. One person can make a full band record without playing an instrument in a bedroom.
I can do it right now on GarageBand without you and I moving a fucking finger.
We should do that.
We will.
We'll make our own backing tracks for our in-between stings.
I want to call it Sudden Infant Death.
I miss Sid. I do miss Sid.
So do I. Good old Sid. Shout out to Sid. If you're listening, mate, we love you.
I'm trying to think of what's coming up. Have you got anything coming up that you need to talk about?
No, man. Look, I'm contemplating going to see Gunners in Sydney in November.
It's this year now, yeah.
This year now. That's if it doesn't get bumped again. Doesn't get bumped. It probably will. There'll be another strain in November that we'll all be locked down and fighting over toilet paper again.
Were there eventual fat jokes coming from Bigger Than Ever when they delayed it? 'Cause I
No,
know you
there wasn't. I was the only person making fat jokes about the coming back bigger and better. I'm like, because I think bigger is Axel's ass.
Axel's going to look like me by the time you get to it.
He's not looking well, the old fella. Dude turned 60 on Sunday.
It's
Bro.
mental. It's mental.
Fuck, man. I got a big wooden plaque of Axl Rose in my hallway. It looks great. I keep forgetting he's like 28 years older.
Yeah.
And now it's like 30 years later and he's just that shitty haircut he's got. Either shave it or grow it, bro.
It's better than the braids. It's better than
No,
the
it wasn't. The
cornrows.
cornrows, the 2007 cornrows were fucking sick. They were awesome. They look great.
They were okay.
They look great. They look better than the 2001, 2002 cornrows. That was a fucking travesty.
Are you going to try and go see Kiss in May?
No, fuck Kiss. No, I'm done with Kiss. I saw him back in 2003, I think it was.
In Newcastle?
Nah, man. Sydney, the Acer Arena.
Was that when Grinspoon opened?
No, Machine Gun. Actually, yes, Grinspoon and Machine Gun Fellation. I forgot about that.
You're welcome.
That's right. I used to hit on chicks back in the day. I used to use that as a line. Because, so in high school.
Hey, baby, you like Grinspoon?
What a fuck. No, like my old band in high school, we opened a show for Grinspoon, right? And then when Grinspoon opened for Kiss, I'd use that. I'd be like, hey, fucking start talking. I'm in a band. Oh, really? What are you doing? Well, I opened for Kiss. Did you really? Well, no, not really, but I opened for Grinspoon and they opened for Kiss. So, you know, you fuck off, you fat cunt.
I sucked off the singer of the band and over for Kiss.
But it wasn't.
I saw Kiss, 7 years ago. And it was a Kiss and Motley Crue co-headliner. Motley Crue played first and had a million explosions that were way louder than Kiss. So when Kiss came out, it was like, this feels really quiet and way too, like, Motley Crue was the same, but just way too rehearsed.
With Kiss?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every show was rehearsed to a T, man.
Opening that show actually was whatever incarnation you want to call Thin Lizzy nowadays.
Was Richard Fortus there for that?
I don't know. No, but they were better than Motley Crue and Kiss, yeah.
Far out, man. Yeah, Kiss, look, I don't mind Kiss. I've gotten over them, and they haven't done anything. They haven't released a good song in 40 years.
Yeah, right.
Well, what was the...
40 years is a stretch.
God Gave Rock and Roll, whatever
That's off Bill and Ted, isn't it?
Yeah, so what's that, 30-something years?
Yeah, roughly.
So let's give them that.
Okay.
Anything since then? What single or hit can you name since then?
Look, if you only listen to singles, mate, you're missing so much.
But what I'm saying is they've had a successful
that's
hit.
True. They don't need to, though, much like...
No, they don't. They live on the nostalgia.
Look at us tying this up. Started the show talking about System of a Down not needing to release new music and now Kiss not needing to release new music. They don't need to. They're touring machines.
That is very professional.
Yes, we are professional boys, as we started with as well. But yeah, no, look, who was it? There's a quote from a singer that said, bands are basically traveling T-shirt salesmen.
Oh, yeah.
And that's essentially where bands like Kiss and System are at, which is a shame. It would be great to hear some ripping tunes, but it's not going to happen.
I think the price of tickets, and I understand why they're charging so much now for tickets, because no one's buying CDs. Pardon me. But the price of tickets now is fucking ridiculous.
It's dumb.
I was looking at the Guns N' Roses tickets yesterday for Sydney, and the cheapest ticket in the nosebleeds is, I think, $220 or thereabout. About 220, I think it was. The cheapest tickets in 2007, when I first seen them, were, I think, $60.
Yeah.
I mean, how the fuck can they justify that? It's ridiculous.
Often the bands don't have a say in it.
Oh, I think they do. I mean, I think they've obviously bumped their... Bands have all had to bump their charge because they're not making money on
But do you think
records.
that's them upping their charge to the promoter and then promoter having to charge more?
Oh, fuck yeah. So the promoter's got to make his nut. You know?
Facebook memory tells me that I believe it was today, 5 years ago, that... was it today or tomorrow? Today. It was the 10th.
Yeah, the 10th in...
Sydney.
Yeah, man.
Because Story, Cobby, Riemann and I jumped the barricade midway through like the third song and ended up in the $600 tickets that we paid $100 for.
And back to my point, how fucking retarded is that? $600 for a concert ticket. Now, I've paid... my Coachella ticket was I went to 2 Coachellas, so 2 weekends in a row. $1,200 American dollars each. They cost me. It was fucking. But I did it. I paid for it because I wanted to see Guns N' Roses, and I passed out on the lawn.
So the Super Bowl is this coming Monday. I'm going to ask you what you think the average ticket price is for a Super Bowl ticket.
The average.
Yeah.
$200.
$200.
Yeah.
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 Average Super Bowl price is $9,000 a ticket.
The average.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you've got shitty nosebleeds and then fucking prices starting at $15,000 for anything remotely decent.
Why?
Because they're corporate events now. They reserve fuck all tickets for actual fans, and it's an event to be at.
It's so ridiculous, and I hate the fact that they do that with the grand final in Australia now, with the NRL, because the grand final is about the 2 best teams competing. You want the fans of those 2 best teams to have the fucking best seats in their house and all the seats in their house.
The fans who are going to the shows, the games all year.
Back in the day, man, you couldn't get fucking grand final tickets in round 2. You had to wait until the semis were over, and then they'd open the tickets up, and you had to be lucky to get your fucking ticket. 1997, the stadium was filled with Knights and Manly supporters, and that was it. It's weird to me when I watch the grand final now, and I'm watching Souths play Canterbury or whoever, and there's Melbourne jerseys and Broncos jerseys and Newcastle jerseys in the crowd. It's ridiculous. Like,
it's a bit
why
silly.
the fuck would you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very silly. But yeah, no, concerts in general. I mean, the price of doing anything nowadays, everything's gone up except salaries.
Yeah, I know.
So the price of doing anything is a bit shit. But hey, that's rock and roll, baby. That's how it is.
It is, brother. So what's going to take us out, man?
We are going to finish on, I believe, another Thrashville occupant, someone that we've seen many a time, good friends of ours. They've come and spoken to us. We're going to listen to Zombonamoo.
Good old Zombonamino. Dude, you remember back in the day on Port Stevens FM, you'd throw to me every single time we were playing a Zombonamo song because I could not pronounce the name.
I know.
Every single
and I'm not afraid of dead air, and you hated it.
I hated it because we were all live. Now I couldn't give a shit because I can just
edit it. Yeah.
But back in the day, it used to scare the fuck out of me.
Well, it shows how long this band's been doing what they do. These guys.
It shows how long you and I have been fucking trying to succeed, but now we're pushing 40, and it's
Yeah, we're doing nothing.
Doing nothing, bro. But at least we've got our. Anyway, here's Zombonamo.
Thanks again for listening on Little Sunday
Cumdown. Thanks heaps, guys. Take it easy. Remember to look both ways when you cross the street.
If it's not on, it's not on. Top up.
That's it. Wear a fringer.